Hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today we are super excited to talk to you in a little bit more of an open form of just some things that have had us extremely excited and maybe disappointed in the webcomic world recently.
Mm-hmm.
I am honestly so excited to just have like an open discussion because a lot of times it's like very planned out, and now it's just kind of like everything that's rattling in my brain gets to come out.
This is really how we wanted to start this when we first started this podcast anyway, is just us talking on the phone every single day about webcomics, and here we are.
I know, and now we have to save all of the thoughts. We're like, don't tell me. Tell me on the podcast.
You tell me about that later.
I know. So today we're going to start out with some of our favorite moments from webcomics we've been reading recently, and then we'll just kind of talk about some things that have had us excited, maybe disappointed, and move forward from there. So to start us off, Alex, Aesop's romance is at an amazing point right now. I know that we talked about it very recently.
Mm-hmm.
As like a general overview, you have Aesop Tay. He is just handsome, rich, kind of has everything going for him. And he's heir to this like company essentially. And then he has a secretary who he hates, or so-called hates, Ming-Yang Kang. In episode 29, we have left off on such an incredible moment. Spoilers ahead also, but we left off with Aesop Tay having a sex dream about his secretary.
Scandalous.
Both scandalous and so funny because he is in a panic when he wakes up.
Oh my gosh.
And like, knowing the character and the character growth that Aesop Tay has had, he has been fighting nonstop to say that he does not like Ming-Yang.
Mm-hmm.
But the dream itself was basically based off of memories he had with her already in like this group performance they had to do in college where he ended up having to lift her up and he saw her boobs. And it is so funny to just see this like very poised and like hot, attractive, successful man like crumbling from the realization that he's in love with his secretary.
So fun. I love it.
It is so good. I cannot wait. Now, I didn't wait because I've done Fast Pass episodes since then, but I'm not going to give that far ahead of spoilers. That doesn't feel right. So I'm just saying this has had me so excited. I love it.
I'm so happy. My first is also an office romance update.
Not shocking.
So this one is No Moral, which is one of my all-time favorite office romances. It's probably one of the first ones that I read. As a refresher, it is about Se-hyun and Yoon-shin, and they are both lawyers at this like giant company. Se-hyun is like top dog lawyer and Yoon-shin is an associate lawyer who works under him, and it is enemies to lovers.
He's gonna do something under him.
Yeah. It's enemies to lovers, all of those great tropes. I have read the novel for this one, so I know what's going to happen next, but where we are right now, they're in a movie theater. It's some sort of like company event or something, and in this most recent episode, Se-hyun says that he went to this event, he goes up to the front, he ignores Yoon-shin at first when he walks in, and he goes and sits down with all of the other top dog executives and like has a little mini conversation, and then he stands up and he goes and sits with Yoon-shin in the back, and they have this like really cute little moment where Yoon-shin admits that he's kind of jealous of one of the other executives because he like thinks that they used to date. They didn't used to date, but he just doesn't want them to be alone together because they're like really close friends, so they came together. And she's like also connected to Yoon-shin. Like she is part of the reason that he got the job in the first place.
Yeah.
So just, you know, a big web there. But basically he says that he's a little bit jealous. Se-hyun like gives him a little kiss on the cheek and they're holding hands in the movie theater. It's just super cute. He tells Yoon-shin that he came to the movies even though he doesn't have time. And he never has time. He's like the number one lawyer at this company basically. So he's busy all the time.
Yeah.
And Yoon-shin is like, "Oh, he came to see me even though he's too busy." And it is almost New Year's Eve. There's a little bit of a mystery on what Se-hyun does on New Year's Eve because he always takes the day off, but he doesn't spend time with anyone, and Yoon-shin kind of subtly hints like, oh, maybe we should do something together, and Sehyeon is like, no, I can't. And I know what's going to happen next. I'm very, very excited for what's going to happen next, but it's just, I mean, it's going to get so good from here. If you have not read this one yet, start now.
I know. Honestly, it's at a really good point, so I'm
really
excited. Especially now that it's back from hiatus. Yeah. It was gone for a little bit.
It was gone for a little while. The novel has been finished. So when I first started reading the novel, that was on TappyToon. And I was reading week to week. It was completed like maybe a year ago at this point. Maybe like 9 months, we'll say. And I just adore this novel. If you are into office romance, boy love, enemies to lovers,
if it checks all the boxes,
all of those boxes, you should read that novel. You should also read the webcomic. It is perfection.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. So I had another favorite moment, and I think it's from a webcomic that you haven't started, but it's somewhat newer on Manta. It's called It Was Just a Contractual Marriage.
I haven't read this one yet.
I was so excited for this one to start because they have some dragonborns in there. I was like, ooh, this is like the fantasy romance that I'm looking for, you know? Like, the dragonborn stuff is kind of like where you dip your toe into some dangerous territory, but it's fine. So where we're at right now, we're in episode 21. And if you're not familiar with the series, the general spark notes is that Elise is basically the sister of the emperor of a fallen kingdom. And she's trying to run away, ends up getting caught by this dragonborn named Lesset. And he has to bring her, like his orders are bring her unharmed back to the emperor, because she can either kill herself and die a noble death, or she can die by the hands of basically the empire that's trying to kill them. And since Lesset works for them, she like stabs herself in the arm, and she's like, I'll continue harming myself, and I won't let you reach your goal of returning me unharmed unless you like stay with me, because I'm gonna lose my mind if I'm by myself. So Lesset kind of like stays by her side, and when they get back to the kingdom, she says, I'm pregnant with Lesset's child.
Oh my gosh.
And that's like her last ditch effort of trying to stay like alive, essentially, because the emperor of this kingdom wants to keep her alive now that she's potentially pregnant with Lesset's child, because he wants more dragonborn heirs. So it's like extremely valuable. And so they bring in Lesset to say, is this valid? And Lesset doesn't deny it, even though they've done nothing together. So they end up getting married in a contractual marriage. He goes, you can help me try to bear an heir, and you get to stay alive.
Oh my gosh.
So essentially where we've left off in this one, on episode 21, Elise is finally back in Lesset's kingdom. And like she's adjusting to kind of everything, but there's a moment where Elise and Lesset essentially, like, he carries her up these like really towering steps, and he's just like, honestly, I haven't been able to get any of my work done because I'm just worried about you like making your way through the entire castle. So even though he like trusts his butlers to do it, he kind of is like trailing behind them and making sure she's okay. But where we've left off, Elise now has all of these like maids and everything doting on her, thinking she's pregnant. And they're about to do like a test to see how the pregnancy is progressing.
Oh no.
And so now she's like in this limbo of people are going to find out. So I'm so excited about this one. Honestly, it was a huge twist for me for her to be like, I'm pregnant with his child. Because you know nothing happened as the reader. And to see Lesset sit there and be like, yes, she is. You're just like, oh, okay. This is not where I was expecting it to go.
Oh, man. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm definitely going to have to start reading that one.
It's a really good one. I'm a big fan, and the art is gorgeous.
Anything with dragons. You gotta love a dragon.
You gotta love a dragon. Some people love dragons a little bit more than I love dragons, and that's okay, too.
To each their own.
I know. So with all the exciting stuff happening, there's been some stuff that has had me a little sad or disappointed.
Yes.
So I'm just going to talk about the elephant in the room, which for me is Finding Camellia. It's no secret to literally anybody that this is like my favorite novel that I've read. And I am just so upset because the new season has started back up. We had like our bonus episodes and they were cute and they showed them as like little kindergartners.
The kindergarten episodes were really, really cute.
They were adorable. And here's the issue I'm having. The webcomic in season 3 had just gone so off from the original plot that it's just continuing to do so. Like, it's like an off-the-rails train that's now, like, going into an ocean for me.
It seems like one of those things where you just have to think of it as a completely different story at this point.
And I can't. I'm having a really hard time doing that because
Yeah.
I love the novel so much. I see all of our friends on the Manta Reddit page complaining how much they hate Claude. And I'm not going to lie. Like, in reading the webcomic, I also am not as big a fan of Claude because they're not portraying him how he is in the novel. Like, I fell in love with the fictional character from the novel, and I just want it to be the same.
I know, and it's not.
It's not. They have Ian. I'm like, whoever wrote this, Alex, must love Ian as a character because even though he's the secondary male lead, they're like, oh, Camellia, I would never force you to do anything. And it's just not how it went in the novel. Like, Ian very much brought Laura to the Gaior kingdom, yes, because they were purging Louver, but also as like a bargaining chip to get Camellia to come back with him. Whereas again, in this webcomic, Ian goes, I would never force matters of the heart.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
yeah, you're fucking right. Yes, you fucking would. That's why you're the secondary male lead.
I love Ian.
I know.
I love him so much. He is my favorite. But I gotta say, I also don't want him to be this character, the version of this character that he is, because it is just not the same.
I know. It just does such a disservice from the original novel. And the thing is, the art is still beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The webcomic is great. It's just moving around those series of events really changes the trajectory of the story. But also, it just changes like how you view the characters. Like, in the novel, I just feel like Camellia is so much stronger. Like, the fact that she was able to live as a nobleman for so long, as opposed to a noblewoman, gave her this confidence where she could, like, stand up for herself against Claude or anybody. And it really helps the dynamic of her and Claude's relationship because it humbles him and it gives her, like, that boost of confidence that she needs going in to be a Grand Duchess. And I just don't see that from them. Like, you just see Claude being extremely controlling. And while he, like, is very overprotective in the novel, not to this extent.
Yeah, and he's overprotective in the novel, but then, like, because Camellia pushes back a lot more, it just, like, works better.
Yeah.
Like, they're both strong characters in the novel. And now it just doesn't feel like they have that balance.
I know. It's just so sad.
Maybe she'll end up with Ian in the end.
Oh my, stop it. You stop right now. Honestly, again, if that happened, maybe I would be happier with the story just because it's already not following the novel at all.
Yeah.
But it's so disappointing for me. I'm still like pushing myself to read it, but it's so different from the novel that I loved so much that I am having such a hard time with reading it right now. And that makes me sad.
I know. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So another thing that I've been a little bit disappointed about recently is just Salt Friend has gone down to only updating once a month.
That's hard.
Which is so hard because I love this series. It is so good. And I know that things happen, things have to change. So that is, its own thing.
Yeah.
But also where we are with the characters, I just want everyone to be happy. And right now, no one's happy. Right now, Zach and Thomas are like still kind of in this confusing, don't know what they are to each other. Like, they've reconnected for New Year's. They had their moment where they were like, yeah, Thomas says, oh, we're best friends. But then he goes back. He's having all the problems with his brother where his brother wants him to go to this like boarding school that is not not nearby. And Zach wants to help Thomas be able to stay in the school, but he's like, they're just kind of struggling with themselves right now.
They're in limbo.
And then
Again.
also, again, Also, Bran and Zayn are not talking anymore. They had a falling out after they went to confront Thomas's brother about this whole thing of him moving to a different boarding school. And so right now it just feels like none of our characters are in a happy place, and I just want them to get back to all being like super cute and happy. And now that it only updates once a month, it feels like it's going to take a while to get there.
Yeah. None of the characters are happy, so neither are we.
So neither are we. I just love this one. I love this series, and I still love this series. Yeah. I understand, you know, everyone's not going to be happy all the time. That would be a boring story.
Yeah.
But I just want them to be happy.
I know. We just want our fluff, dang it.
They're so cute. I did love, though. So recently they had some bonus content come out. There was a special episode and then 2 bonus episodes. The funniest thing, there was a bonus episode that was basically Thomas's brother taking care of Fate, the cat. So he has taken this cat from Thomas, which is like dick move. He basically said that the cat died, so Thomas is mourning his poor sweet cat. And meanwhile, he's still alive. But Fate is having like digestive issues, and so the brother like is trying to take care of this cat. He sees the wet food, the dry food, raw meat. He's like trying all of these different things, and then in the end basically he just gives the cat all of the food and says like, what do you want? You pick your own food. Because he's having so many problems, and it is really funny.
He's not a cat person.
He's not a cat person.
I do love it. Honestly, I do understand when like creators have to drop down their release schedule, but it is so hard when your favorite characters are in a bad spot.
I know.
To not also be in a bad spot. So last but not least, there is one more thing that's been really disappointing for me. And you flagged this for me, so thanks a lot. But on the Leaving Soon for Manta are 2 titles that I've been wanting to finish for kind of what feels like since we've started doing the podcast. But they are Vampire Biru and Ghost Aki, and also Die Please. So these 2 have been super high up on my list. I just haven't gotten to them because they're both completed series by the time I had gotten to them. And I was like, well, they're kind of daunting. They're like a little bit longer. It's too much to read in bursts. But now I'm going to have to force myself to do it before May 14th.
Yep. Because
I need to read them.
Yeah, I'm going to read those ones with you. They both look really good, and they've also been on my list as well. So we'll have to read those. Maybe we can talk about them soon.
Yeah.
See what we think.
It's just so sad. I wish they could all stay there forever.
I know.
But yes. So last but very much not least, there are some really great moments that we've had at the webcomics and some things that we're very much anticipating. So definitely wanting to talk about what has us most excited moving forward. I have something for you, actually. So one of my most exciting is a webcomic that I have just finished that I know you're going to love. And I'm just so excited to pitch it to you. So I was talking with Maria, shout out to Maria, the creator of All Colors of Snow, for giving us a recommendation of Secret Alliance. It is available on Leezen. It is 45 episodes. I've already bought it all, and it's totally worth it. But it's a romance drama and almost like a suspense mixed into it as well.
I do love some suspense.
I know. It's like one of your favorites. So basically the story revolves around the main character, Sion, who has like this terrible phobia of men. Like she can't talk to them, can't look at them, can't like brush up against them, nothing. And it stems from like a long history of trauma that she has. But she basically is going to this college and she's like, I just can't keep living like this. Meanwhile, every man and woman is just like in love with her. She's adorable and cute. And basically this head like...
We all know someone like that.
I know. We all know someone like that. I was never that girl, but that's okay. But Sion has like all of these guys and girls who are super interested in her, and she's just kind of trying to make it through college. But this extremely popular girl named Yuri starts getting really close to her and basically professes her feelings. She's just like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with you. And Sion goes, sorry, I'm straight. And she's just like, okay, can we still be best friends? And she's like, sure, we can be friends. Meanwhile, since Sion is trying to better her life, she's like, okay, I'm going to try to get a job. And she ends up applying at a position for like an all-girls bar. So she's like, oh, okay, all of the customers are girls. Like, this will be easy for me. But the cook who works there ends up being a man. And for some reason, like, he's just got this very, like, calming air about him, to the point that she kind of reaches out and she's like, please, I am desperate for you to teach me how to not be scared around men, because for some reason I can be around you. So, like, help to, like, teach me how to not be afraid with other people. And he agrees, but only under the circumstances that Sion sets him up with Yuri, the girls who are in love with her. And you find out very early on that Yuri is a man who is trying to get close to Sion by pretending to be a woman.
Oh my gosh.
So it is all just like this twisted little web of all of these really funny moments. And there's a lot of suspense to it as well, of like, why does she have such a phobia against all of these men? And like, what's her dark past? Why is Yuri so bent on getting close to Sion and dressing like a woman to do so? It is so good start to finish. And it was a really quick read. I read it in a day.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I could not stop.
Wow. That sounds great. I mean, if you can say that much about it and you're not even giving away the twists and turns, you know it's going to be a good story.
I know.
I once listened to a podcast that was about a lady who got catfished. And in the very beginning of the podcast, they say, oh, she got catfished. Like, that's the story, but that's not even, you know, the most interesting part. Like, they tell you that at the beginning. And I mean, there's something so compelling about that, of like, craziness you already know, and it's not even the craziness.
I will say the story building in this, incredible. And the ending was not what I saw coming at all. So highly recommend. Thank you again to Maria for having impeccable taste in webcomics and giving another wonderful recommendation. But it is something that I'm so excited about for you to experience, because I know that I loved it.
I will definitely have to check that one out.
Yeah.
So the thing that I'm most excited about is also a thriller. It's Nina's Magic Chest. Right now, there is only one episode left to come out. It comes out in 3 days, so I think by the time we release our episode, it will already be out. But I am just so excited with where the story has gone. It has been so interesting the whole time. Basically, what was the last part that I told you about? Do you remember? It's been a while since we've talked about this.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, so very, very quick overview. Nina is a woman who is trying to she has a part-time job. She is got this like tiny little studio apartment, and she's basically just down on her luck and having, you know, lots of troubles. So she finds a chest and takes it home, and basically it's like a magic chest. It can give you 3 wishes with the magic cards that are in the chest, but the wishes only come true in the chest. So once you're out again, then life kind of goes back to normal. And throughout the whole series, you see that people who interact with this chest go crazy, because they want to live in this like fantasy world where everything is good.
Because they want to live out of a box.
They want to live in a box. So all of that has been happening. Basically, do you want me to tell you the ending? Are you going to read this one?
I might read it.
Okay, I won't tell you what happens then. But the second to last episode has just I can't even tell you without ruining it. No. But Nina has basically, like, there's all these people involved. Like, it has gone off the rails. There's the original crazy lady who I already told you about, Nina and Hyunjae, her boyfriend. Okay. And all of these people were trapped in the chest, and they all get out. And then everyone who was in the chest previously and trapped in it still wants the chest. Yeah. So basically it's like a brawl to everyone trying to get this chest. And Hyunjae and Nina like try and work together, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And I just like, I cannot wait to see the last episode. Things have kind of started to wind down, and the cover picture for the last episode has Nina looking almost like back to normal. So I'm just very, very excited to see where this ends. Like, is she going to get her normal life back? Is she in the chest and that's why she looks normal? Because it does show that someone did kind of go back into the chest at the very end and is living in this fantasy world, presumably forever. So I'm just so excited about this one. It has been a great series, and I think you should read it.
Oh my
so
gosh.
good.
I'm so excited for you. I'm going to have to read this one. I definitely haven't even started it.
There are 110 episodes once it completes next week, but they're quicker episodes. Like, they're not too long. Mm-hmm. So I do think you'd be able to read it fairly quickly.
Okay. I'll add it to the hypothetical list.
It's not a hypothetical list. It is a real list.
We have the spreadsheet, but also it is the longest list in the history of man, probably.
There's like 400 comics on it at this point.
There's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
We've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, last but very much not least, something that is definitely not as suspenseful, but I am super excited about and anticipating is a new webcomic that I started reading called In the Doghouse. I will tell you right now, like, half of the hashtags just point out like that it's gonna be up my alley, but it's kind of deranged.
Okay, so what are the hashtags?
Like BDSM and like uncensored. But it hasn't really gotten to that point. A lot of where we're at right now has just been the setup for it.
Okay.
So again, it's on Leezen. It's a Saturday release, and it only has 12 episodes right now, so super easy to catch up on. Mm-hmm. So it's a period piece dramedy, so there's kind of like a lot of different elements. But it's essentially a story that follows Courtney Devon. She's a noblewoman, but her family's standing is falling like as we speak. Mm-hmm. So her mom is just delusional. She's like, oh, we're in a totally fine place. It's okay. And the dad is kind of useless. And her brother is like gambling all of the family's money away.
Oh, no. You know what that kind of sounds like? The Earl of Nottingham.
Ooh, so fun. Still haven't read it. But basically, Courtney is like trying to rule the family with an iron fist. Like, she's beating up her brother when he comes home drunk from gambling shit away. And the mom, like, she's like whisking the mom away when she's like doing stupid shit at these noble parties.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, we can't even afford to like get these dresses. Like, we should be living more frugal. She's basically taking care of her brother's child because he has a little son and she loves her nephew. Mm-hmm. She's like, I want there to be a standing in this family when he gets older. Like, It's not fair that everybody's like gambling away his right to like an okay life.
Yeah.
So anyways, Courtney ends up getting this like attendant to visit the house. And they say, hey, the crown prince is sending over an invitation to the palace. And she's like, that's funny. There's no fucking way. And they verify it, and it's true. Like, they send over a carriage, and they get her and her dad over to the palace. And essentially, the king is like, hey, the crown prince wants to meet with you. I'll talk with your dad. You have fun. So she goes and has tea with the crown prince. And he's like, yes, I've sent a marriage proposal. And I want to marry you.
Interesting.
And she's so confused. She's like, you must have gotten my name wrong. Like, I can't possibly be the person you want. And he's like, no, I've seen you at these parties and I'm so interested in you. And like, you have no idea. You caught my interest immediately. Like, I think we'd be an amazing pair. And so he's like sending over lavish gifts, like trying to win her over. And she's just like, why would the crown prince want to marry me? I have nothing to offer. He's sending all these gifts. My brother's just going to gamble them away. Mm-hmm. And so she ends up calling him to like their estate. And she's like, look, like, I understand that you're saying you want to marry me. I still don't get it. And he's like, you can ask literally anything you want. I will give you whatever you want. And she goes, well, I don't want my brother to gamble anymore. And he goes, oh, well, I heard he broke both of his legs in an unfortunate accident and he can't go there anymore, but that's fine. I'll make sure he doesn't.
Oh my
gosh. And she's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, he really will give me whatever I want. And she's just like, I just don't understand what you want from me. And he goes, I just want you to treat me like family. And she's like, I mean, when we're married, like, you will be family. And he's like, then do me a favor. Let's try this. And he ends up kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's taken aback and she's like, wow, that was interesting. And he's like, now I want you to treat me like family. And she's like, do I have to do something weird and sexual? Or like, what the hell's going on? And he's been watching her closely. Like, it's just now revealed that he's been watching her closely, treat her family like shit. And he wants her to like hit him and like treat him like crap.
Oh my God, I love this already.
And so basically he's doing it so that he gets into this like BDSM relationship and she gets to like own him and like treat him like garbage. And he's so excited. Like, you can see like the blushing face. He's like, this is the best thing of my life. She starts telling him like, how dare you do this? And he's like, slap me. It is so funny. She is just like, the facial expression that they put her in, she is just mortified. She's like, what the fuck am I getting myself into? I've agreed to marry this guy and he just wants me to like beat him up and like treat him like trash.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because she was just doing that because she had to, not because she's
an actual terrible person.
Yeah.
Or because she was in this sort of a relationship with her family.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going out of her way to do it. But now she's like, I mean, if this is how I have to improve the family's standing, what do I do? It is so funny. I'm so excited to see where it goes because they are such a mismatched couple. But like, I read a couple BDSM stories in my day. Yeah. And honestly, some of them are my favorite. Really are.
They're so good. They really are.
Again, like, I am either like into the super like wholesome romances or I'm just like, the dirty smutty stuff. Yeah. And there's like very little in between.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay.
We all have the things that we love.
I know. And the Crown Prince just happens to love BDSM.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't. So, thank you for letting me rant about all of my favorite things. And thanks for telling me about things that have had you excited. And thank you all for listening to the Comic Queens podcast today. We're looking forward to talking to you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.